guys, welcome back to the home and homestead. My name is Rebecca, and today on the homestead we're going to be doing part 4 of a multi-part series of hearty soups and rustic breads. Today we'll be making a cheddar dill bread, and what I'll be doing for this recipe, which typically makes 2 round loaves of bread or a boule, I'll be cutting this recipe and making it into smaller portions so we can have cheddar dill bread bowls. So we could put our soup or salad inside of these bread bowls that we'll make today. So for today's cheddar dill bread recipe, we're going to be using the KitchenAid stand mixer for mixing this together. So in the mixing bowl here I have 1 3/4 cups of flour. To this we will add 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast if you buy in bulk, or it'd be 1 packet of yeast. To this we will add 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of dill weed, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now dill weed is more of the green ferns like you would see on a dill plant, whereas dill seed you would use more in canning, and that's the seeds of the dill plant. So now what we're going to do is just mix this together a little bit. You can see a nice speckled, colorful flour mixture. And in a measuring cup we have 1 cup of water, and I heated this in the microwave to 120 to 130 degrees. Now let's double check the temperature, it's right on. So now let's head over to the stand mixer and get this dough mixed up. Alright, so we're over at the stand mixer, so now I will add the water that I just confirmed the temperature of. And we'll mix this with the dough hook on a medium speed till it becomes a sticky dough. As you can see, it's a rather sticky dough right now. So to this we will add 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Let's mix this in on a low speed just until incorporated. And now we'll add 1/2 cup of flour. And we'll mix this together until it incorporates and becomes a more solid dough. There we go. Here we have a nice soft dough. Let's take this hook down. We'll head over to the other area. Alright, so here's the cheddar dill dough right in the mixing bowl from the KitchenAid. So what I'll do is I'll take that out. And what we're going to do is add some olive oil to the mixing bowl. May as well use the same bowl. I just drizzle some in, and then I use my hand to just kind of mix it around the edge. Spread it around the edge, and that is just so that the bread, when it rises, then it won't stick to the side of the bowl. So now we're going to cover this with a towel and let this rise for about a ½ hour. You're going to want to place your bowl in a warm area of your kitchen. If your kitchen or home is cool or cold, you can place the bowl covered with a towel inside of your oven with just the oven light on, and that helps speed up the process. Alright, we'll come back in a ½ hour and see how it looks. Alright, so the cheddar dill bread has finished its first rise. So now what you're going to do is turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. We're just going to knead it a little bit. This is about doubled in size already. Just to get it nice and smooth on the outside. Now we're going to cut this in half. And this will make 2 loaves. Now we're going to have these loaves do a rise in a bowl. We'll grease these bowls. Kind of spread the olive oil around in the bowl. You can place the dough upside down in the bowl first to get some olive oil on it, and then put it right side up so that it's oiled on both sides. Now I'm going to cover both these bowls and let these rise for another 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so the cheddar dill bread loaves have finished rising after I divided them. So now what I'm going to do in order to make the cheddar dill bread bowls is I'm going to divide them even further. So I'll cut them in half again. And then we'll have 4 bread bowls. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of gently place the edges underneath the bottom of the bread loaf. We're making kind of a boule, or the traditional round bread loaf shape, but much smaller. And these will be nice little bread bowls. If you didn't want to do the smaller bread bowl option, then you could just leave it in the 2 loaves like it had. So I've placed these bread bowl loaves onto this cookie sheet or flat with the parchment paper on here. And if you want, you can use a lame in order to cut a pattern into them. That helps the loaves expand, and you help control the shape of the loaf, of how it expands. So I'm just going to do 2 cuts, kind of in a semicircle shape. There we are. We'll place these in a 375-degree oven. They'll take between 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So I'll put them in for 20 minutes to start, and then I'll check them. And I use a baking stone when I make my breads, so I'll show you how I use that. You could certainly just bake them on a cookie sheet like I have here, but I'll show you how I do my baking. Alright, so the oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I have the oven stone in here preheated with it. So all we'll do is we'll slide the bread bowl loaves onto the oven stone. We'll start with 20 minutes for the bake time. Then after a few minutes, I'll remove that parchment paper so that the bread bowl loaves can bake right on the oven stone. That'll help give them a nice crispy, crusty outside. Alright, so these cheddar dill loaves have been baking for just a few minutes, so let me go in and remove this parchment paper. Slide the loaves right onto the stone. There we go. Let them keep baking. Alright guys, I think these cheddar dill bread bowls are finished. Let's take a closer look. So they have a nice crispy outside and a nice hollow sound when you tap the bottom. So let's get them out of there. These smell so good. You can really smell the cheddar and the dill. Alright, we'll get these on the cooling rack and take a closer look. Okay, here are the cheddar dill loaves, and again I made them smaller. I divided this into 4 portions to make a little bread bowl size, and you can certainly make the original size as a nice big bread bowl for a salad or a large portion of soup. If I wanted to do a smaller size for what we'll be eating with these. So these are nice and soft and moist, but they have a nice crispy bottom. These would be perfect for just snacking or for their intended purpose, which I made them for this time, which is for a soup bowl. Well, hopefully you enjoyed our time together in the kitchen while we made this rustic bread of a cheddar dill variety, more specifically as cheddar dill bread bowls. Keep watching for more ideas for hearty soups and rustic bread recipes, as I have a number of videos in this series regarding that. These are wonderful any time of year, but certainly on a cool fall or cold winter day, a nice rustic bread is very cozy and a great comfort food to enjoy. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, please check out some other videos I have. There may be something else that you are interested in as well. If you enjoyed this video in particular, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time. Take care.